It's the quarterfinal round of the Union County Tournament. Welcome to Roselle Catholic High School, where the 5th seed Westfield Blue Devils are set to take on the 4th-seeded Union Catholic Vikings for the 3rd time this season. Westfield won the first, UC won the second. Both teams won at home. And now round 3 in the quarterfinal of the county tournament at a neutral location. Mac, what's going to be the keys for today's game?
I got to tell you, Mike, I've never seen two teams so evenly matched, shot for shot, pound for pound. This game might come down to whoever gets the ball last. It's for Westfield, it's a long road coming. This is the game they've been waiting for 4 years. They've been circled on the calendar, and here we go. We expect a good one.
UC had 2 byes coming, so they had an easy road to get to the county tournament, but they deserved it. Westfield beat Dayton in the first round and Roselle in the second round. And it's the usual starters for the Blue Devils, including the 3 captains, Parker, Owen, Nick, along with Jelani Pierre and Matt LaCourt.
As you said, Mike, this is the 3rd game for Westfield in this tournament. No more cupcakes for them. This is going to be a great game here.
And Mac, what a great shot that is right there. Parker Hess in the middle of the huddle, pumping up his teammates.
I gotta say, we've called a lot of games. The energy in this place is amazing. I've never seen anything like this.
Starting lineups getting introduced for the Vikings as George Pappas is pumped up, and same stars we saw last game. Junior guard Kyle Lofton, senior guard Zaire Newell, senior guard George Pappas, junior center Jordan Pierce, and sophomore guard Mikey Watkins.
If Westfield's going to want to win this game, they're going to need to find a way to slow down big guy, almost 7 foot, Jordan Pierce. He outsizes every player on this Westfield team. I expect him to come out in his zone, play some traps to make sure that he does not get good looks around the basket.
Pierce has picked up an offer from Seton Hall in East Carolina during the season. Westfield's head coach, Cheryl Palmieri, in his 5th season, and UC head coach Jim Regan Jr. And a really nice crowd, Mac, right here at Roselle Catholic. They call it the Lion's Den, and this place pretty much sold out, as you can see.
Looks like we got a little bit of student section here from Westfield up there behind the basket in the right corner.
And not as many bleachers as they would have for a RC game, but certainly a big crowd. UC in white, Westfield in blue. Matt LaCourt going to jump along with Jordan Pierce.
I wonder who's going to win this tip, Mike.
And we are underway at RC as Zaire Newell gets the ball. He puts it in.
Looks like Pierce tipped the ball ahead out front for the easy fast break for Newell. That was a design tip. Union Catholic knew they were going to win the tip on that one. He hit it right to Newell for the easy layup.
There's Jelani Pierre open in the corner, and he hits the 3. Almost got the steal. Here's Mikey Watkins, number 1 in white, the sophomore guard.
Some quick buckets for both teams here early. Looks like Union Catholic's going to slow it down, get into their offense.
Here's Pappas, deep 3, off the back iron, and Parker Hess tracks down the rebound. You can already tell, Mac, it's going to be a back and forth, fun one till the end. As the Vikings come out in a man D. There's Owen Murray, the 6'5 senior. But before Jelani Pierre takes that 3, he gets called for the wall.
The whole bench up on their feet for that one. Great energy. Westfield was able to make 2 in a row there, but clearly Jelani struffled his feet before setting for a shot.
Mac, Westfield also in man. Pretty interesting. Right now, Matt LaCourt is on Jordan Pierce. And there's Pierce inside, able to kick it out. Lofton gonna drive, and Nick Mealy got a piece of that one. Last touch by Westfield.
All ball there by Mealy, knocking it out of bounds. It looks like it might have hit off the leg of Lofton, but anyway, here's Union Catholic with the ball once again in a box inbounds play.
Mikey Watkins, sophomore guard with the ball, averaging 12 points per game. And there's a shot for Lofton as he knocks it down.
Nice stroke there from Lofton. That was a tough shot. He had the defender all over him, but he was able to rise higher than him and put the ball in the bucket.
You see the home team, consider the home team today. As that shot rattles out, Lofton able to track down the board.
Mealy a little frustrated on that one, thought he made it, was already walking down the other end of the court.
Lofton open for 3, but can't connect. as Mealy finds LaCourt.
Pierre was open for a three, but passed it up.
There's Parker Hess, all-time leader in three-pointers, but he can't get the layup to go. Fast break for the Vikings. Jordan Pierce tried to throw it down. He missed the dunk. He's going to get called for the foul.
I got to say, Mike, if Jordan Pierce was able to knock that one down on the dunk, that would have been a big momentum swing for Union Catholic, but Westfield gets a break, clearly a travel.
So Zaire Newell, the senior, is going to get called for the foul, showing some pretty tight defense on Owen Murray.
These teams moving up and down the court at a fast rate here early. Westfield, I would advise them to slow the ball down, running their first offensive play of the day.
So as mentioned, the Vikings in that man D. Here's LaCourt. Gives it up to Hess.
I gotta say, Mike, Pierre's not a small guy, but compared to right next to Jordan Pierce, he looks as super small.
Well, Jordan Pierce listed at 6'11", tallest player on the floor, but that's an illegal screen called on Jelani Pierre, and Coach Hale Palmieri not happy with the senior guard. Entire coaching staff not happy with the call. 5:10 to go. Vikings lead it 5-3. Lofton, a little driving kick. Watkins, step back behind the back jumper is off, but it gets tipped to George Pappas. Bucket good, and the foul.
Questionable foul call there on that one. That shot was set up by the missed shot by Watkins. Had Jelani on skates. Couldn't make the shot, but Pappas, a guard, knew the go in for the rebound and was able to finish.
It's going to be interesting. Keep your eye on this matchup all night long. George Pappas for UC against Parker Hess for Westfield.
Pappas knows these Westfield players very well. Is from Plainfield.
He's able to complete the three-point play, and last game, Mac, I got to call the game very chippy between Hess and Pappas.
Yeah, both great competitors, them two. Great matchup here today.
There's an open Mealy in the corner. A little too long, and Pierce comes up with the board. As Lofton.
Great pass by Lofton to find Pierce underneath for the easy two.
And the Vikings off to an early 10-3 lead. With 4.5 left in the first. Mealy finds Murray on a beautiful reverse layup cut.
Little Princeton offense there for Westfield. Murray cut back door. Mealy saw them easy two.
So Watkins, little hesitation, and there's Pierce inside.
Pierce has to take advantage of that matchup.
But he's short on the turnaround. Loose ball goes to the Vikings, and there'll be a foul on the floor. And Mac, I gotta say, we saw Jordan Pierce the first time back in January at Westfield. Really did not play well around the rim. Missed tons of layups, but it seems like he's improving each and every day. Played really well last game, and off to a nice start here. Member of New Jersey Roadrunners AU.
Pierce with 3 offensive rebounds on that play. I expect to see more of the same throughout this whole game, as Westfield has no one to compete with that size.
For Westfield, Tim Norris is going to check in for Matt LaCourt, and for the Vikings, sophomore guard Rob Miller into the game for sophomore Mikey Watkins.
Smart move by Palmieri to put Tim Norris in this game, a bigger body to put on Pierce down low.
Pierce misses both free throws, and Murray gets the rebound. Low motion offense for the Blue Devils. With under 4 to play in the opening quarter of the quarterfinals of the Union County Tournament. Michael Leonard alongside Mac Liederman. Mealy with a nice couple moves, but he had it tipped, stolen from behind, I should say, and Pappas lobs it. Jordan Pierce.
I gotta say, that was great court vision from Pappas. A prolific three-point shooter, but pass up the shot to find Pierce underneath.
And Parker Hess with a pretty move at the other end.
First points of the day for Parker. As I said, he's a streaky shooter. It's good to see him make his first attempts.
And good to see him take some close shots early on instead of settling for the threes.
Yep, he's usually a player that lives and dies by the three, but enough confidence there to drive to the bucket.
And that's a walk on Rob Miller, which will be a turnover for the Vikings.
Looks like Union Catholic coming out of a little pressure here.
So Murray will bring it up for the Blue Devils. Guarded by Newell, another great matchup to watch and keep your eye on for the remainder of this ball game. As Tim Norris has the ball, hands it off to Murray. Hess comes off Norris's screen. He had Norris open. But instead, Murray will drive. Tough shot is no good, and Pappas the board.
Probably not a best shot there for Murray, driving right into Pierce.
Pappas in transition, shuffle the feet before he drove. It'll be a walk. So Murray will come off the double screen, picks up his dribble.
Parker thought about a shot there, but thought otherwise, passing it off.
2:15 to go. Mealy in some trouble. Able to find Murray, then wide open Hess. Near side wing, and he hits it. And this place goes wild.
First free of the game there for Parker. He was wide open. That's the best look he's going to get all night long.
And that gets the fans to it. It's a 2-point game. There's a 2 for Rob Miller. But he can't get it to fall as Mealy will push for Westfield. Lofton guarding Pierre tightly. Norris sets the screen. Nice find. But we have another travel. Refs have been blowing the whistle a lot today, Mac.
Yeah, tough to play there for Tim Norris. He was looking at the basket before he set his feet. Owen Murray was underneath the bucket for the easy 2.
McGuire Sweeney, the junior, is in the game for the Vikings, number 14 in white.
He's a great shooter, Mike.
As the Vikings lead it by 2 with a minute and a half left in the first. As sophomore guard Watkins will bring it up. On the far side. Looks like Westfield's in his zone right now. As you see, working it around on the perimeter.
Westfield coming out in a 2-3 here.
Crowd getting into it. Sweeney pass that ball while he's in the air. And the lefty will drive and kick. Minute to go in the first. Sweeney inside finds Pierce. And he'll try to dunk it, but he gets fouled.
And that's how you break a 2-3 press, Mike. You flash someone to the foul line in the middle and dunk it underneath. And it worked there for Union Catholic as Pierce will go to the line for the second time tonight.
And the refs have already called 3 travels in this game. And Mac, that looks like a clear travel there with Jordan Pierce on the baseline. But instead he'll go to line for 2, right in front of the Westfield student section. And he's 0 for 3 on free throws today.
The big lefty looked like he changed his stroke a little bit from the last time he was at the line. Visibly frustrated here with his performance.
Andres from Peters will check into the game as Norris comes out. That'll get the fans excited. 6'6" Rum Peters, and you know he'll be all over Jordan Pierce.
Tallest player for Westfield. That's a sure matchup with him and Pierce down low.
First free throw made right there by Jordan Pierce as Farley Thomas checks in, senior guard, 5'10". Thomas going to pressure Mealy. And Thomas able to get the steal.
Mealy complaining to the refs there that the ball hit off Thomas's foot on the steal.
Yeah, definitely hit up off of somebody's foot. Couldn't really tell. But anyway, UC has the ball with 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Newell Hess is all over him. Sweeney gives up inside. Nice couple passes. Watkins couldn't connect from 3.
Watkins, only a sophomore, one of the leaders on this team, however, still has yet to score in this one.
Deep 3 for Hess, and he hits it! Parker Hess with the hot hand in the first quarter. He's got 6.
That must have been a 30-foot shot there all the way from the emblem in the middle of the court.
And Murray from half court, no, he'll give it up to Jelani as time expires. Shot wouldn't have counted if it had gotten in, and Matt couldn't have asked for a better first quarter. We saw some highlight plays, but also great defensive quarter for both sides. 13 all at the end of 1.
Yeah, this is the game we were expecting to see, Mike. Both teams coming out strong on defense. Both teams a little bit struggling to find the bucket.
So we mentioned Mac Westfield beat Dayton in the first round, then they beat Roselle in the second round. You and I did both of those games. Last game was senior day, certainly emotional. And then you come into an environment like this, it really seems like the Westfield fans outnumbering the Viking fans today.
I gotta say, when Westfield plays better competition, they're a completely different team in the way they play.
And then last game, Mac, for the Vikings, they won 71-64 the final. The Blue Crew was at that game, and the student section was going bananas. This is the quarterfinals of the Union County Tournament. There's 4 games going on today. Earlier, just before this game started, the Patrick School defeated Plainfield 92-56, a blowout in the 1-8 matchup.
That game was a rout. Plainfield beat Westfield earlier in the season. That did not look like the same Plainfield team who got absolutely crushed by the Patrick School.
This is the 4-5 matchup, and then later tonight at Arthur L. Johnson and Clark, RC plays Union, and Linden plays St. Mary's as Owen Murray with a pretty finish.
Murray fearless on that play, going right over the 6'11 Pierce with the scoop layup.
$7:30 to go in the second. Westfield up 2. Blue Devils now in a man. This place is getting loud. Watkins was right on this near sideline. They're going to get a foul in Westfield.
Another questionable call. Looks like Mikey Watkins might have stepped out of the bounce before the little push from Pierre.
It's definitely a little dangerous right there with the chairs and players on the bench sitting right on the court.
Very close to the court here. As sophomore Adam Daniel heads to the media table to check in for the first time today.
Here's Watkins off the pass, and that 3 rolls in.
First points of the game for Watkins on his second 3 of the game. That one rolled in, got the favorable roll on the basket.
So UC leads it by 1 as Rumpeters has the ball at the top of the key, looking for somebody to give it up to, and he finds Murray.
Andres wide open
pass
underneath.
From Murray as Rumpeters finishes the layup, and that gets the crowd pumped.
No look pass from Murray, throwing it right through the hands of Pierce into Andres underneath, who had all the space and time in the world to finish that layup.
Strong pass from Newell. There's Watkins on the wing. Short on that 3.
Looked like a block from Pierre, as Westfield will slow it down here.
Hess finds Murray. He's going to come off a Rumpeter's screen.
Nice crossover.
Finds Mealy in the corner for 3. Who hits it?
Big momentum swing here for Westfield as they have 5 points in short order.
A 4-point lead for the Blue Devils. It was tied at 13 at the end of the 1. As Lofton's going to drive and dish. Newell for 3. Can't get it to go, and Jelani comes up with the board.
Westfield owning these last 2 minutes.
Murray gonna drive in 3 defenders, and he gets fouled.
Clearly fouled right there on that play, as it looks like Pappas is on the floor hurt.
Pappas slow to get up, greeted by his teammates with 5:54 to go in the second. Westfield up 20-16, and 6'5" senior Owen Murray committed to Vassar, the leader of this Westfield team.
First we're seeing him here at the line tonight. Has struggled with his free throws earlier in this county tournament.
And he's, again, misses that one. McDaniel is in, Jelani Pierre out, as Rob Miller is in the game, back in the game for the Vikings.
Oh, Murray's going to need to work that hitch out of his shot. Starts it on the left side of his body and then brings it to his right. And is struggling at the line and shooting the ball.
But an offensive board by Rumpeters, and there's Hess, another deep three.
Hess wanted the foul on that play. Looks like number 4 ran right into his shooting space.
Fast break, but Murray with a great deflection. Here's Mealy. And the foul on the floor by Kyle Lofton. Doesn't get any better than this, Mac. The stakes so high. Such a big crowd and 2 great teams.
Mike, you're sitting right next to me, but I can barely hear you talk. I can barely hear myself talk as the student section for Westfield showed up loud and rowdy here today.
It's a 30-second timeout on the floor, and Coach Palmieri having a lengthy discussion with the official here right at the table.
Looks like Jan Cocozello, the assistant coach, is in the middle of that huddle right here.
UC took the timeout, and it was a foul on the floor on the Vikings on Kyle Lofton. 5 team fouls on Westfield, 3 on the Vikings. Westfield up 20-16 with 5:37 left in the second quarter. Matt LaCourt had a game-high 18 points last game against Roselle, all in the second half, Mac.
However, Matt LaCourt having some lengthy time here on the bench today, as Palmieri has no choice but to go bigger, as Westfield's going to struggle to compete with Union Catholic size.
But they get it into Murray, who finishes the lefty layup.
Clearly that was the play they were talking about here in the timeout. Nice cut by Murray.
And now the Blue Devils have their largest lead of the game at 6 points.
Union Catholic is going to need the answer on this possession.
Pappas' pass was tipped, but not a backcourt because, as I just said, the ball was tipped. Watkins going to drive. Tough shot, and he gets it to fall.
That was the best move I've seen all day here so far. Watkins contorting in the air to finish that layup.
Here's Murray, who hands it off. A little hesitation from Mealy using the left hand.
Thought about the shot.
Hess going to drive and got hit from behind. Sweeney got the steal, but then throws it away from Watkins.
Great play by Sweeney, but he should have known to jump stop and get Union Catholic in their offense.
So Murray gives up to McDaniel. The sophomore, been a key contributor all year long, Mac.
McDaniel shows extended minutes in every game, but is not a prolific scorer.
That'll come with time. As a couple tip passes right there. Murray gonna drive. Dishes it, nice pass, Rumpeters.
Great poise there by Rumpeters. Pump faking to get the Pierce to run right past him and wide open for the layup.
6-point lead for Westfield. Watkins finds Miller, but it goes out of bounds. Westfield definitely has the momentum right now. Newell's going to check in for the Vikings for Jordan Pierce. As you said earlier, Matt LaCourt seeing extended time right now on the bench for Westfield.
Although LaCourt's one of this team's best scorers, Palmieri knows better that he has to stay big out on the court.
Great set of passes, but McDaniel couldn't hit the three, and then great tip from Murray. Mealy, signature jumper. Can't get the roll. Pappas the board, and he'll push. 2-on-2. Almost called for the walk instead.
Looks like he got away with one there, but great move anyway.
4-point game as Mealy will slow it down as he finds Murray at the top of the key, guarded by Newell. Hess with 2 threes already.
Newell playing off on Murray. Clearly Union Catholic did their homework.
And a long three from Mealy's off. Hess gets the offensive rebound, and he's able to finish with a 10-foot jumper.
Parker Hess in the right place at the right time. The ball seemed to fall right into his hands. He was wide open for the mid-range shot.
Nice step back and a great one-handed pass from Watkins as Newell lays it in on the right side.
Newell showing why he's a player with college potential on that drive, going over two Westfield defenders, rising up a very athletic play.
A 2-2-1 press for the Vikings as Mealy comes over half court and then finds Murray. Vikings fall back into a man D after the 2-2-1 press. With 2:30 left in the quarterfinals of the Union County Tournament. Has thought about an NBA three. Instead, they work it around. McDaniel in the corner.
Andres has a mismatch underneath with Pappas, the smaller guard.
McDaniel going to drive in with the right hand, but couldn't get it to fall. Watkins pushing. Transition, great defensive play from the chief thief, Nick Mealy.
Mealy giving up his body to knock the ball out of Union Catholic's hands and out of bounds.
Nick Mealy laying it all on the line tonight as Rumpeters receives a nice ovation as he checks out of the ball game. As UC gets it in to Watkins, who nearly stepped on that half-court line.
Watkins sizing up Murray.
Newell going to drive the floater. Bucket good and the foul. That's a tough call. They get Tim Norris with the foul.
Looks like Norris tried to step in there for a charge, but clearly was in the restricted area and wasn't able to set his feet as Newell rose up for that layup.
So Newell go to the line to try to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. Justice Bowers, number 10 in blue, is going to check into the game for Westfield. And speaking of Andy Rumpeters, he is right now just to our right talking to the trainer. He's got his shoe off, which is not a good sign, as trainer Chris Flores will check out his right foot.
Hopefully he didn't re-injure that leg, but trainer working on his foot now. Hopefully he's available to play later in this game.
The free throw is off. As nice move from Hess. Looks like he got hit from behind. No call. And it will be Vikings basketball.
Westfield suffering from some ref missed calls there, as it looked like Parker got fouled on the play, and it looks like the ball went out on Union Catholic.
Minute and a half now left in the second quarter. Watkins picked up his dribble. Hess gets his seal transition. No one on his back, and he finishes the layup on the left side. 4-point lead for the Blue Devils. Rob Miller, he's got a nice shot, but he's going to be short on that one.
Looks like Parker, two great defensive possessions in a row for Parker, getting the steal for the easy layup and then blocking that shot.
Here's Murray, finds a Justice Bowers, who's really played nicely as of late, getting into the rotation more and more. One ref said Westfield ball, the other one said it was tipped, and it will be Westfield ball.
Probably not a smart decision there from Bowers, trying to drive into the whole Union Catholic defense, knocking it out.
Minute left now in the second as Murray comes off the Norris screen. As Rumpeters has his shoe back on, limping a little bit as he heads back to the bench.
Went up to Coach Palmieri to tell him that he's available to play whenever he needs him.
Norris back to the basket, gives up nice fake from Bowers. Floater is a little too strong, and we have a foul over the back on Tim Norris, and he is not happy.
Justice Bowers with a great ball fake, but should have taken it all the way to the rack instead of settling for the floater there.
It's the 17th foul in Westfield, which means it's 1-1 for the Vikings.
Zaire Newell with a couple quick points here, but has been relatively passive in this game so far on his drives.
Newell's the leading scorer for the Vikings at 12.5 points per game. McGuire Sweeney at the line for a 1-1. As he misses the front end, the Vikings didn't even have anybody inside there, so an easy rebound for Westfield.
Interesting thing to note is that Pierce for Union Catholic has been on the bench for almost the entirety of the second quarter.
Neely picked up his dribble, Looks like Westfield's gonna hold for one as they call a timeout with 23 seconds left. Westfield up 28-24.
Coach Palmieri drawing up a play here for his Blue Devils to get the last shot of the half and take the lead into the locker room.
And Mac, while Westfield's regular season is over, Vikings still have a couple more regular season games left, including Union on February 23rd. And if the Vikings were to win that one, then they share the Mountain Conference title with Westfield. But if they lose, Westfield gets the conference title outright.
That's a game that Union Catholic should win.
Westfield already clinched a share of that conference title, and it's their first conference title since 1977. Shows you just how great of a year it's been for Westfield.
Great achievement for the Blue Devils, but they didn't play this season just to win their division. Their goal is to go far in this county tournament and then far in the state tournament. That's what Coach Palmieri has been looking for in his guys for the last 4 seasons. That's why he cut some very talented players from the team this year, and that's why he plays a tight rotation. Westfield's all in for this championship this year.
And if they win, they go to the semifinals of the Union County Tournament, furthest they've been in a long time. Deep three for Hess. He definitely got hit. Watkins is hurt, but Hess is open, and he drills a three. Westfield now with a 7-point lead. Mikey Watkins, keep your eye on him, clearly in pain. Deep three for Pappas is off. Murray gets the board, and he'll just hold on as a very, very entertaining first half comes to an end with Westfield up 7.
I gotta say, Mike, these bleachers on the far end are very close to the sideline, and that resulted in Watkins getting injured, seemed to roll his ankle, and the easy open three for Parker Hess with Watkins on the grounds.
We'll see if Watkins will be able to play in the second half. Westfield up 31-24 at the end of the first half of the quarterfinal round of the Union County Tournament. The winner plays the top-seeded Patrick School Celtics Wednesday night at 6 o'clock at Kane University. And it would be great, Mac, if we could get to go back there. Got to call the St. Joe's game in January at Kane. Great experience for the players and for us.
Westfield's going to have to cross that bridge when they get there, Mike. Union Catholic, a talented team, but take that talent and multiply it by 10 for the Patrick School.
So, big second half coming up. Westfield leads it by 7. Second half coming right up. So welcome back to Roselle Catholic High School for the quarterfinals of the Union County Tournament, where the 5th-seeded Blue Devils lead the Union Catholic Vikings 31-24. Michael Leonard alongside Mac Liederman. And Mac, what does Westfield got to do to keep up this 7-point lead?
More of the same here for Westfield, Mike. Clearly they've won the momentum here in this game. They're going to need to find a way to match up with Jordan Pierce. Parker Hess has been a big factor for this Westfield team. 15 points in the first half. Owen Murray with 8 points, but doing all the intangibles with 6 boards and 5 assists. On the other hand, junior Matt LaCour, and second leading scorer for this team, has been a virtual non-factor.
Yeah, LaCourt's got 2 fouls, but he is in the game right now. Tim Norris with 3 fouls. He's on the bench. Pierce was looking for Lofton, but he turns it over,
Pierce expected in their offense for Lofton to fade to the corner, but instead he cut to the basket and missed him on that pass.
So Westfield now going left to right. Murray guarded by Newell. They've been going at each other all game long. Nice drive and kick, but Pierre couldn't hit the 3. As Newell's trying to push, LaCour gets a steal. Pappas pushing him from behind. No foul called, but Westfield maintains possession.
Some nice play here early for Matt LaCour, driving a baseline for the nice pass to Pierre in the corner and then jumping high to get that steal.
Murray gonna find Jolani Pierre as he misses another 3. But in the corner, Zaire Newell hits that 3 for the Vikings.
Zaire Newell has been almost perfect from the field here today. And if Union Catholic wants to win this game, he's going to have to be even more aggressive.
He's got 9 points now with 6.5 left in the third. The lead is at 4 points. A sold-out crowd here at the Lions Den in Roselle, New Jersey, in the 4-5 matchup of the Union County Tournament. And we said it in our intro, Mac, it was going to come down the final possession as Parker Hess is unconscious today.
That's his third three of the game, Mike, and his second from 30-plus feet, way behind the line on that one. That's the momentum swing Westfield needed.
He now has 18 points as he closes in on 700 in his high school career. He's now only 7 away from 700 as a nice drive and a nice finish by Zaire Newell make it 11 for the senior.
Newell seems to be taking whatever he wants as Murray is struggling to stay with him.
Nice drive by Owen Murray with the defender on his back. He's able to put it in.
Great matchup right there between Newell and Murray trading buckets.
Westfield in the man. It's Pierre on Pappas who's been quiet, but he gets that floater to go. Almost a non-factor was George Pappas, averaging 12 points per game on the year. There's LaCour, finds Hess. 3 is no good, but a foul called.
Tough to see that one from that angle, Mike, but nonetheless, Parker Hess drawing the foul, and he's been trying to draw the foul on three-pointers almost all game, but this is the first one he's actually been successful at it.
The foul was after the shot, as I just heard the ref say, and the Blue Devils are going to take it out underneath. Parker Hess just realizing that now, and he not happy.
Like I said, tough to see that from our angle here on the sideline. The whole Westfield bench was up.
LaCour for 3. Couldn't roll in there. Sorry, Mac, had to cut you off. Could have been a big play with under 5 left. There's a 3 from Lofton as he can't connect the junior guard from Hillside.
Owen Murray all over the board today. That's his 8th rebound of the game, and we've only played a little bit over half.
Hess gives it up inside. Murray got a size advantage, finds LaCour in corner, but it rolls out. Offensive board, Mealy gives it up. Pierre, wing 3, and he hits it. That's a big one. Gelati Pierre gives Westfield an 8-point lead.
LaCour and Pierre a little cold today from 3. Murray gets the steal and is going to push it up court.
Behind the back, gets by Pappas, finds Hess, transition. That one rolls out, but LaCour almost tipped it in. Instead, Watkins gives up Pappas the nice layup with the contact.
That was a big play there for Union Catholic. If Parker had knocked down that 3, they would have been down by a lot. But the ball seemed to fall right to where Pappas needed to make that layup.
It's Westfield up 39-33, under 4 left in the third. Murray driving, a little up and under the lefty, no. Lawton finds Newell. As they exchange a couple passes, it's stolen. Pierre will pull it out.
Smart play from Pierre there to pull it out and start the offense.
Mealy was looking for Murray instead. Pappas, coast to coast. Layups no good, offensive board. We can't catch a breath here at the Lions Den.
Gotta say, Mike, we're off to the races here today as we'll finally have a break in the action as the Union Catholic coach needs to take a timeout right here.
Everybody, the fans, players, coaches, and the broadcasters will take a long breath after constant back and forth action to start the third quarter. Westfield up 6 as the Vikings just took a timeout. It's the quarterfinals of the Union County Tournament. The winner will advance to the semis at Kane University, 6 o'clock tip-off Wednesday night against the Patrick School Celtics led by Bryce Aiken and Cyril Langevin. Both Division I commits, but we got a great quarter and a half left to play, Mac.
As I take my water break right here, Mike, I want to note that we have some celebrity attendees here in the audience today. Andre Ruffus, the big man for Roselle Catholic, is here to take this one in, as well as Westfield principal Peter Renwick. And we also have up-and-coming rapper Dondre Garcia Carter, better known by his rap name Drazi, is in attendance.
So we'll be back to action in just a second. 3:09 left in the third. It'll be UC ball in the near corner on your left side. Manager Joe Latano getting a good work in today. Getting the waters for his team as Watkins dragged that left foot. Farley Thomas into the game for the Vikings. That pass got tipped, but Newell able to control it. And mentioned he got, Mikey got hurt in the end of the second quarter. Misses the three there, but it looks like he's fine.
Looks like Dr. Regan talked to his team there on that timeout to slow down the ball and get them in their offense.
Zaire Newell comes away with it. And nice move from Kyle Lawton with the left hand, gave a little fake.
Union Catholic has lived and died by Newell here in the second half. He's their sole.
We have a foul on the Vikings as Parker Hess is slow to get up.
As I was saying before the whistle, Newell is their sole source of offense and defense here.
Nick Mealy is going to check out of the game as Rumpeters comes back in. Mentioned he was dealing with the foot injury in the second quarter, but he told us at the half that he was fine.
It's good to see him back in action here for Westfield.
There's Hess also dealing with a slight injury. Jelani gives it up inside. Andres, turn around, can't get it to go. UC's gonna push.
Andre wanted a foul on that play.
Nice move from Watkins, but the layup rolls out. UC gets the offensive board. Lawton behind the back, dish. Newell, Murray with the block.
Clean block there by Murray, and a big play for Westfield as Union Catholic was picking it up a little bit on offense. A good stop here in the action for Westfield, a desperate deep breath that they need.
Access denied courtesy of Owen Murray.
Is that your signature, Mike? Because I like it.
Under 2 to play in the third. Blue Devils now in a 2-3 zone. Thomas in the corner gives it up. Miller, nice pull-up Shea as he gets it to fall. Murray finds LaCour, strong pass to Hess. Matty Iceman quiet, but there's Rumpeters. Murray there for the tip. Rumpeters offensive board, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Great resilience shown there by Westfield to stick with the play with 2 offensive rebounds, and Andres going to the line in the second half. Westfield up by 2 here with a little bit over a minute left to play in the third quarter.
Well, we couldn't have asked for a better game. It's a 2-point lead for Westfield. For Andres Rumpeters, and he's played really nicely. Had 9 points in a win a couple weeks ago, 11 most recently. Misses the first free throw there, but it's going to get a little tougher for Rumpeters as Jordan Pierce checks in for the Vikings.
Andres has given a lot to his team lately, has seemed to be recovering well from his injuries, making solid contributions. He's the big guy that Westfield desperately needs.
Minute 21 left in the third with Westfield ahead by 2, 39-37 your score. Second free throw is, again, no good, as Lawton will push for the Vikings.
Westfield coming out in a 2-3 zone again like they did in the first half.
Vikings working it around against the 2-3. Nice try from Newell. Corner 3. Miller off. Loose ball corralled by the Vikings. Lofton. Elbow jumper, no. Hess
pulling that rebound right over Pierce. But I got to say, Mike, Newell's been showing a lot on the offensive board. Seems to get all the 50-50 plays.
40 seconds remaining in the third. And it's a 5-second call on Owen Murray.
Murray was trying too hard to get the ball to the court on the wing. Should have known to look to the other side of the court to get the ball in his offense.
Pappas will check in as Rob Miller comes out. 35 to go in the third. We'll see, Mac, if UC holds for one. But Jordan Pierce is open, and he lays it in to tie the ball game at 39. Here's Mealy working on Watkins. A great battle with 10 seconds left in the third. Mealy.
He wants the last shot, but passes up to LaCourt.
LaCourt, tough shot. Rob Peters had the board, but he put it up as time expired. As the third quarter comes to an end, we are all tied at 39, Mac, with 8 minutes remaining. We are in for a classic.
Coach Palmieri visibly frustrated with his players right now as Union Catholic won that quarter to get themselves back in this game.
And you can see the huddle right now on your screen. It's Hess, Mealy, Murray, LaCourt, and Pierre who will start the fourth quarter.
From what I can hear from here, Coach Palmieri is frustrated that Westfield is not getting inserted our offense, as it showed on those last couple of possessions with Murray with the 5-second call and then the turnover after that for Westfield.
And Mac, I wouldn't be surprised if we see another overtime. Remember, the first time these two teams played at Westfield High School, it went to OT. Matty Ice was on fire that night with a career-high 32. Westfield won the final score 86-77. Last time they played at Union Catholic, the Vikings won 71-64. And today, Mac, it's been very low scoring compared to the previous two.
With an environment like this and the crowd very loud, we expect both players to be a little jittery, and it's showing as we have a low-scoring game. Both teams struggling to get the ball into the basket, but playing great defense.
Westfield, though, very accustomed to this building. Third game they've played here this year, beat Lakewood, lost to RC, and now here today.
This might be one of the toughest places to play in New Jersey, Mike.
As Pappas gets called for the foul, I would argue that St. Mary's is also another tough place to play, the smallest gym in New Jersey. But back to the game as Rob Miller's going to check in. It was a foul on George Pappas as Jordan Pierce checks out. Interesting to note, there's not a single foul on Westfield in this second half. 4 on the Vikings as Newell gets a steal, but then he loses it. But he's not able to finish the reverse layup, gets his own board. Could have been up and down. Instead, he lays it in.
Neal grabbing 4 offensive rebounds on his own shot. Looked like he had an easy layup, but the ball kicked off his foot, and he was forced to finish over a couple Westfield defenders.
LaCourt gonna drive. Here's Mealy. Top of the key working on Watkins. 7 minutes to go in the fourth. As Kyle Lawton gets called for the block. It's the 5th team foul on UC. UC continues to make a bunch of subs. Jordan Pierce checking in, checking out, checking back in now. Maybe an offense-defense kind of thing, Mac.
Yeah, I gotta say, Mike, we expected him to play well in this game, but hasn't shown much here for his Vikings, as most of the scoring load has fallen on Zaire Newell, as the other UC players are struggling to get anything going here today.
The Vikings outscore the Blue Devils 15-8 in that third quarter, Mac. Under 7 left in the fourth. Don't go anywhere because we got an instant classic. Thomas came away with the loose ball. Lawton gives it back up to Farley Thomas in the corner, but then Watkins, the sophomore, mentioned a leader for this team. Played varsity last year as a freshman. But the Vikings are going to turn it over. as Rob Miller comes in. Coach Palmieri having another lengthy discussion with the official.
Pierce coming out into the game clearly visibly frustrated after that play. The inexperience of Watkins showed on that one as he threw it right over his head. Not a very good pass.
Mac, I just want to point out, here at Blue Devil TV, we cover both home, road, and neutral games. UC live stream, not in appearance today. So definitely. As Pappas gonna drive, spin move. Offensive board, Lofton gonna get called for the charge.
Matt Laporte will drawing the charge.
And then it's getting a little chippy as we expected. Veteran move by Jelani Pierre to walk away from the scuffle inside the paint. It's Westfield ball with under 6 left in the fourth.
Union Catholic's going to show a little pressure here as Westfield tries to bring the ball off the court.
And you mentioned celebrities. Nazrian Reed just walked right past us. The 6th best player in the class of 2018. Roselle Catholic star as Mealy almost stepped out of bounds. Pierre in the corner, driving, elbow jumper, rattles in, timeout Westfield.
Great play there from Pierre, passing up on the free to find an even better shot at the elbow.
As we are all tied up, as you can see on your screen there, 41-41, 5:35 left. In the quarterfinal of the Union County tournament, with the winner advancing to the semifinal to take on the Patrick School Wednesday night. If Westfield wins, we'll have that one for you right here on BDTV. You just heard the PA announcer say, Mac, both teams with 3 timeouts left for the remainder of this ball game. Both coaches continue to talk to the refs. Mac, you really don't want to see any technicals assessed down the stretch.
I got to say, though, Mike, both coaches seem to have a little bit of reason to talk to the refs here today as we had some inconsistent calls going on both sides of the ball.
We're getting down to crunch time at the Lions' Den as Newell, lefty floater, no. But offensive board, Jordan Pierce, the 6'11 junior, doing it all tonight. LaCourt lost it, last touched by Rob Miller. And Parker Hesmack has cooled down a little bit since that hot
had
first
15
half.
points in the first half, but only 3 here on the second on that long 3. Has yet to score in the fourth quarter.
But here is Parker in the corner. Gives it up to LaCourt. Jelani Pierre gonna drive. Floater over Pierce. Murray there for the tip, but it couldn't fall, and we have a foul on Westfield on the floor.
Jelani a little frustrated he wasn't able to finish that one. Made a silly foul there on Pierce trying to knock the ball out. Should have put his head down, kept playing, and gone back on defense.
Watkins gonna bring it up as Westfield will not press. Sticking with the half-court man. Lofton gives it up. 4.5 left in the fourth. Newell. Watkins fell. And a late travel is called as Watkins just slipped down the court, it looked like.
Yeah, seemed to slip on his own volition there as no player near him as he fell to the floor.
Farley Thomas comes in for Jordan Pierce.
He's drawing the tough assignment of guarding Jelani Pierre.
Here's Mealy. Really had a quiet past couple weeks.
He's been the real glue for Westfield in this game, passing the ball well and getting them into their offense.
Deep three is off from Nick. Does a lot of the little things, but scoring has been definitely down his senior year as Matt LaCourt is called for the block.
Yeah, Mike, that was definitely a frustration shot from Mealy. A little upset he hasn't able to get anything going offensively here today, and chucking up a shot he probably would take back.
That would have been from way downtown. As you see some of the RC players walking across here. But anyway, 3:45 now in the fourth quarter.
If either of these two teams make it past this game and beat the Patrick School in the semifinals, they will definitely see RC in the championship rounds.
Well, you can't be so sure that RC would have to get by Linden first in the semis, and we've seen Linden take 3 of the last 5 from them. That's a great New Jersey high school rivalry.
Great program over there at Linden, able to contend with these private schools that recruit players. For Little Public High School in Linden, they have a really great basketball program there.
Great head coach there, Phil Colicchio. But Jordan Pierce, the offensive rebound. And Coach Jim Regan loving it. That's just amazing, Mac. Talking about Linden not being able to recruit. All these, the Patrick School RC, they're recruiting from all over the country. As Westfield almost turned it over, but they're going to say it was tipped. Even UC Mac, they recruit from all over the state.
Yeah.
And you see that with some of these guys.
In Linden, for players that are purely from that town and live in Linden, that's a very impressive team.
And same with this Westfield team right here, as Matty Ice is going to go to the line for 2. Ron Peters is going to check in for Westfield after the first free throw, along with Rob Miller and Jordan Pierce for the Vikings.
Westfield against the ropes here with a little under 3 minutes to play, down by 4. They're going to need some size, and that's why Palmieri's bringing Andres back into the game.
Definitely crucial free throws, but LaCour cannot hit the first. Jelani's going to come out of the game for Westfield.
As Pierre walked to the bench, Mike, he was visibly frustrated, telling his teammates to move down on the bench and throwing his water.
The foul was on Mikey Watkins, his second, as LaCourt misses both free throws. Those are big ones that I'm sure he would love to have back. UC able to break the press. Newell will slow it down for the Vikings. Lofton gonna drive, and 1 fouls on Rumpeters, and that is definitely a momentum and a turning point in this ball game.
Lofton seemed to jump from very far away from the basket to finish that layup. Andres took a nice attempt at a charge, but nonetheless, here is Lofton at the line for one shot to convert the and one.
And he converts the three-point play to make it a 48-41 game with 2:20 left to play. This is where Westfield's got to look to their senior captains, Mac.
They're going to need a three-pointer here.
LaCour, a little step back. Murray picks up his dribble. Matty Ice finds Murray. Deep dishes it. Rumpeters. We have a foul on the floor before all of that.
Although the foul is against Union Catholic, Westfield wishes that one wasn't called, as if it wasn't, Murray was able to find Andres on the other side of the basket for the easy two.
But it is a 1-and-1 for Owen Murray. Miller out, Pierce in for the Vikings. Mention Mac, he's struggled in his free throws the past couple weeks.
As this crowd goes silent here, as these are big shots for Westfield, Murray has struggled all the time in counties.
But he's able to hit a big one, cuts the lead to 6. Huge free throw from Murray as that one hits the front iron. 6-point game, under 2 to go. Lofton. Can the Chief Thief come up with a big steal here?
Palmieri telling his players to pressure on defense.
There's Murray with some tight D on Watkins. The sophomore so cool, calm, and collected with the ball in his hands. Fouls on Owen Murray, 15 foul on Westfield. 2 more will be a 1-1. Mac, if this is how it's going to end in the county tournament, it's going to be a shame. What a game we've had. Back and forth, what we saw in the just about a couple minutes ago. UC able to go on a nice little run.
A minute and a half left of basketball here, left to play. That's still a lot of time, more than enough for Westfield to come back into this game.
But the Vikings aren't going to take any shots. They're going to hold on until Westfield fouls. Finally, LaCourte will foul Watkins.
Probably the wrong guy to foul there, and Mikey Watkins. Westfield's going to hope the ball gets in the hands of Jordan Pierce so they can force him to go to the free throw line.
The foul really... We'll see who they foul now for the free throw line. Probably not a matter of who to foul, just whoever gets this ball and then foul right away, because time is the biggest factor. Miller gets it, almost stepped out of bounds, he turns it over. Loose ball. Pappas comes up with it, and they got to foul him.
That was a ball Matt LaCourte probably should have dove for, as this brings up a 1-and-1 for Union Catholic. Smart play from Coach Regan to take his poor free throw shooter Pierce out of the game.
That was a tough play for LaCourte. He was in the corner, thought it was going to go out of bounds, but kind of slowed up and didn't touch it. 1-on-1 for Pappas, he misses. Murray the board, minute to go, down 6. Ron Peters gives up to a guard in LaCourte. Contested three is good. Matty Ice hits a huge three to make it a 3-point ball game.
Step back J there for Matt LaCourte, improvising in the corner. Big bucket for Westfield. It's a 3-point game here in the Lions' Den.
And LaCourte definitely making up for the play on the previous possession, as you get a look at the huddle for Westfield. Looks like Bowers is going to be into the game. There's about 55 seconds remaining. It's a 60-second timeout.
I believe Coach Palmieri is bringing Bowers in this game to give the foul, as Palmieri wants to make sure his players are not in foul trouble.
We're in the 1-and-1 the rest of the way. 17 fouls on both teams. And Mac, for Westfield, you foul right away or try to create some pressure.
Union Catholic has struggled from the line all night long. It'd probably be smart to give the foul right away.
We're about to find out what they're gonna do. we've mentioned in this second half, it's got all the makings of an instant classic, and Matty Ice with a huge three.
Westfield coming out with their defensive lineup, going to pressure Union Catholic off the court.
Kyle Lofton, the junior from Hillside, is going to take it out. He's able to run the baseline. Of course, Westfield is going to press. Pappas gets fouled by LaCourte. So it's a 1-and-1 with 51 seconds remaining in the fourth.
Ironically, Pappas is probably the right guy to foul here, as he has struggled all night long from the line in this game.
LaCourte receives a nice ovation. A 1-and-1 for Pappas. But he's able to hit the first. Big free throw for the senior, but he hits it.
Cold-blooded there at the line for Pappas. Those were huge free throws.
Murray finds Mealy. You don't necessarily need a three. Hassan trouble. Jump ball, and Parker has clearly frustrated. Possession error in favor of the Vikings.
Smart play there from Newell, knowing to wrap up the ball from Parker because Union Catholic had the possession.
Murray got a piece of that one. Loose ball. Justice Bowers. Looks like he got fouled. Westfield to steal. And Union Catholic has the ball underneath.
With 32 seconds left, it looks like Justice Bowers was fouled on that drive, but a missed call there.
Here's Pappas. He gets fouled by Mealy. With 30 left, 5-point game. And it looks like UC they turn it over. Bowers had a good look. Looks like he got fouled also. And then the ref left the crowd in suspense, taking his time to make that final call. Westfield were to lose today, their county tournament would be done, but their state tournament would start up on March 1st, where they will be hosting the Bridgewater Raritan Panthers. Pappas, cold-blooded, as you mentioned earlier, Mac, 3 of 3 in this final minute from the free throw line.
This game's going to turn into a free throw shooting contest for Union Catholic. Westfield's going to need some misses at the lines in the front of 1-on-1s on concurring possessions.
But Pappas is able to hit both, makes it a 7-point game. Now you need Murray. Nice move. Timeout Westfield, 22.4 seconds remaining, a 5-point game.
Murray skirled on that play, but smart play from Union Catholic to let him go. 2 points is not going to make a difference here late.
The question is UC going to be able to continue to make these free throws? 22 seconds left. In the ball game.
Players back on the court here as Westfield's going to go with a full court trap to pressure Union Catholic into a turnover.
22 seconds remaining. UC able to break some pressure there. Westfield got a foul. Instead, the Vikings with a great ball movement. Finally, Jelani Pierre fouls with 11 seconds left. Vikings up 5, 52-47.
And that's a textbook way to break a full court press. Flashing Newell to the middle of the court, spreading it out on the court, able to pass it up and get an easy foul. Pappas has been the guy at the free throw line for Union Catholic. 3 straight trips here late, and it's 5-5 on the last 5 shots.
It's a 6-point game as Pappas able to hit both.